Songbird in a Blizzard. What kind of title is that? Yeah. It's clearly based on a book, and you can definitely tell while watching the movie. It was actually pretty annoying. I saw the trailer a few months ago, and it actually looked really interesting. Visually, it looked good. The story looked alright. It's about a girl, a 17-year-old girl in 1989, and her mother goes missing. And it sort of looked like she's having dreams about her mom, and she doesn't know how to deal with it, and that's it. But the movie actually turned out to be a lot more than that. It wasn't just about her dealing with her mother disappearing. No one knows if she's alive, if she, ran away, if she was killed. So that's a big mystery in the movie. The thing I wish, though, is the mystery wasn't really a mystery. You kind of know sort of what happened, at least you feel like you do. And there are two twists at the end of the movie, and I won't spoil it, but the first one, I loved the way it was done because it was so just, oh, by the way, this is what happened, and I love that. I love when a twist is just thrown in there without making a big deal, because it shouldn't have been a big deal. You basically figured out what happened in the last half hour. And then the last twist was fantastic, and I was not expecting it, and it was everything that it needed to be. One annoying part about the movie, though, is, like I said, the fact that it's based on a book. They really, shoved that in your throat with the voiceover, because it was awful. The voiceover was awful. I assume that it was taken from the book, as it is, because it just wasn't good. The writing wasn't good at all, and it feels so just shoved into the movie, and it doesn't fit at all, the voiceover. It doesn't really explain anything, and it's just there, and it doesn't fit with anything, and it was actually really badly written. And the main character is Shailene Woodley, who plays Kat, and I liked her. I usually don't like her at all because I feel like she plays the same character every time. But in this one, she was actually a lot better. Maybe because she didn't play the innocent, awkward, sweet, naive girl like in The Spectacular Now. It was actually very sexual, and I wasn't expecting it, so it was a bit uncomfortable at times to watch her get naked and have sex with this older man. And it was actually, the sex talk was very uncomfortable to listen to. I don't know why. I'm usually not, I guess, not offended, but I'm not put off by conversations like that in movies. I'm okay with it, but for some reason it was very awkward in this movie. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel, because you sit down with your friends and you talk about sex and everything, but this didn't feel natural at all. So yeah, the acting was good though, and Angela Bassett is in it from American Horror Story. So is Gabrielle Sidibe from American Horror Story. So that was a little reunion. Also, the kid that played the kid in Ugly Betty, Jason or whatever his name was. I don't remember his name, but he was in it and he was great. Evergreen was fantastic. She was crazy. She was absolutely crazy. It was so uncomfortable to watch. It was awkward at times because she was so creepy. Her voice, I don't know if that's her voice, really, I don't remember hearing her talk like this before. It sounded like she had throat cancer, and it was very, very creepy, and she had that crazy look in her eyes, and she was absolutely fantastic. It feels like a more surreal movie. The acting isn't necessarily realistic. You don't have conversations like that. No one has conversations like that in real life. So it feels very surreal, and it has a big feel to it, sort of like The Lovely Bones. It really reminded me of The Lovely Bones with the dreams, with the snow, and the metaphors, and the way it was shot. It was actually beautiful. And yeah, the acting was great. I don't know exactly who played the dad, but he was good. He was actually giving me weird vibes. And Shiloh Fernandez was in it, and I like him usually. He was good actually. everybody had a small part in it. Everybody was important to it, and I liked the story. It wasn't just this mystery of where the mom is. It felt like it had a bit more to it, and it's only an hour and a half. It went by alright. There were a couple moments where it was a bit slow, but I liked the way that it was structured. It began in the fall-winter of '89 and then went to '91, spring '91. And I like the jump cuts, because the family, it starts with the family, sort of the father and the daughter discovering that the mother's not coming back, and then just jumps to a few months later and everything. So I like that structure. And one thing that really struck me from the first 2 minutes was the music, and I thought, wow, this is gonna have a great soundtrack, because the opening song was great and it felt so 80s and 90s at the same time. It was like a mix because it's 1989, and it was a beautiful opening with the credits and the fall, and it was a bit disappointing because there weren't any moments like that in the entire movie. It was just the opening. Great opening with a great music, great song, and I thought, oh great, this is gonna have awesome music throughout, but it really didn't. So that was a bit disappointing. It's not a movie that I would recommend for everyone, honestly. If you like The Lovely Bones, I think you might like this one. And the acting was okay for the most part. Shailene Woodley surprised me. She wasn't awful, and I usually think that she's awful. The writing, though, was, I think, the weakest point. And I think that the book maybe is to blame, because the actual story is good, the dialogue wasn't. And I feel like this dialogue was just taken from the book, and the voiceover was taken from the book. So it's not, I guess it's not really their fault, because they wanted to make, I guess, a faithful adaptation, but it didn't feel realistic at all, and it didn't go well with the movie and the style and everything like that. So yeah, White Bird in a Blizzard, that is the stupidest title ever. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Yes, there's a blizzard. Yes, there's snow. It's beautiful, actually, the snow. There's some crazy shots in this movie, very creepy, especially the mother. And yeah, that's all I have to say. The ending twist was great. I was not expecting it, that's for sure, and I won't say anything else. And I'm glad that it wasn't just surrounding this huge mystery. The mystery was sort of there. And I really enjoyed that. It wasn't just about this family trying to figure out what happened to the mother. It's actually about them moving on and not caring anymore because they think she left. And that's it. I never know how to end these videos, so yeah, watch it if you like the cast, watch it if you like The Lovely Bones. I guess watch it if you're a fan of the book, and tell me if it's faithful or not to the book. And the dialogue, I want to know what everyone thinks about the dialogue, because I thought it was awful, and it was actually very uncomfortable to sit through. So yeah.